Good morning, our dear esteemed viewers, and welcome to Munati Breakfast Show today on the 29th of December 2022, remaining with only 2 days to close to 2023, the year that we are expecting, and some are making the resolutions and some are making plans and goals on what they are going to achieve in the year of 2023. But also don't forget to like our page, which is Munati TV, and also don't forget to follow us and also be part of this conversation by simply commenting into the comment section on both platforms. And we are also on Telegram channel. You can also follow us, and also we can get interactive from there. My name is Moses Mpika, and of course, as usual, in the studios, I'm not alone. I'm with these gents who are going to, whom I'm going to, the one that I'm going to, to be with for this entire program, or for this entire program. I'm sure you know them, but of course, for the respect that we do have for you, ladies and gentlemen,
we shall make the introduction. Yeah. My name is Sipo. We'll go back to AKA Mr. Producer here on the show. It's going to be a lovely show again, like we had the last one. So, yeah, do the usual: like, comment, share, because the discussions we're going to have are going to be very important.
Well, yeah, my name is Alec Nyambe, and I'm part of the team, which is going to be discussing various issues, national issues, and many other things, quote of the day, health tip, money matters. We have them, covered. So just make sure that you stay glued to the program and ensure that you watch from start to the end.
There you have it. Stay glued to the program so that you don't miss any content that we are going to talk about right today. And of course, gentlemen, how is the festival season going so far?
So far, the festive season is focused on the money matters. Yeah, we are looking at the money matters for the festive season. Yeah, at least individually, that's what I'm focused on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the sports guy. Yeah, love doctor as well, and the health tip. Okay. So for me, I'm just focused on anything to do with sports, as well as healthy. Okay, I just started a journey to a healthy living. Be it physical, lifestyle or diet and stuff like that. Because the festive season, even if it is that special period, we still need to be in shape. Okay, we still need to be good when it comes to money
issues.
And we still need to be informed, okay, with whatever it is that's happening. Yesterday we saw the big story, which we are going to talk about. So so those are the areas that I'm focusing on this festive season. And also looking forward to 2023, a year of resolutions, okay, a year of so much, and I'm expecting breakthroughs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Mesa, to start with, when we just enter the 2023 first January, what's January look like? How does it look like?
I've heard it said, it's money matters, man.
Okay.
Yes, it's money matters. When January starts, we kick off, man. New budgets, new goals.
All right, our dear viewers, and some of the stories which are making headlines today, we have that of the president, where he celebrates the abolishment of the death penalty, and of course we're going to talk about it. And we also have the health tip, the quote of the day. But as usual, as we always start the show with a quote of the day after this break. Welcome back, and you're still watching the Munati Breakfast Show here on Munati TV. And of course, as I mentioned earlier before we go on a break, that when we come back, we'll just dive directly into the quote of the day. And the reason why the quote of the day comes to your screen is because that it's very important as a person, as you are starting your morning, you get motivated, you get, to understand what, you have to know at that particular day, because they say every day it's a learning day. The quote of the day.
Yeah, today's quote is powerful. Okay, I'm in love with the quote. Okay, it talks
I
about...
like the impression, the gesture. I'm in love with the...
Exactly, you understand? I'm in love with the quote. It talks about love. Okay, and this is a quote coming from Oscar Wilde. Okay, and the quote states, "You don't love someone because of their looks or their car. You love them because they sing a song only your heart can understand." This is powerful, man.
Yeah,
This is powerful.
Powerful it is.
Okay, you love someone because they are able to sing to something that you can only understand and not anyone else. Okay, I'll give an example. We all know that another man's food is another man's poison. Okay, so if I'm in love with someone, it simply means that person
Is your food.
is my food and a poison to somebody else. You understand? So that simply means that person can only sing a song that only I, and not Sipo or Moses or any other person, you understand, can understand. Only I. You don't love someone because of their looks or their car or any other material which they may have, but you love them because they sing a song only your heart can understand.
So that simply means not the song that even you can understand, but your heart can understand.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
This is so deep.
Amen.
It's a beautiful quote.
Hallelujah.
I see why you are in love.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course, I see why.
Yeah, it's powerful. It spoke to my soul the moment I just put my eyes on it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna share this with the viewers of Munati.
Okay. Very powerful indeed. So does it mean your heart and somebody's heart, they have to connect in certain way for them to understand each other? Because we're talking about, not even you or that person understanding the song, but the heart. Understand? So does it mean that there has to be a sort of connection for the heart to understand?
There should be some sort of chemistry. The Bible in the book of Amos talks about two cannot walk together unless they agree. You understand? So the agreement is between the two of you and not anyone else involved. You understand? Family, friends, or whatever. It is you. You understand? And also be mindful that when two people are getting married, families come together. Now, those families cannot come together without those two people. So it is those two people who started whatever it is that they started, and then the families were involved, friends and stuff like that. But again, even after the wedding, the ceremonies and stuff like that, it is again those two people are going to go on to a journey of
creating their own family.
Exactly, understand, for better, for worse, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so there should be some sort of chemistry that only the two of you, only Moses and the other lady, okay, can understand, okay, and not me or whatever, you understand? Yeah, so there should be...
Yeah, Sipo, you mentioned of you shouldn't love someone because of their car or because of, in short, in other words, because of their status. But you have to love someone because of the song that the heart understands. What do you think about this? Because, they say money without love isn't money, isn't love.
What? Say that one more time.
They say that love without money, that is love and jealousy being there. So now, what's your take on this one? Money.
Can I answer that one? Can I answer that one?
No, before you come in.
On behalf of Sipo.
Go ahead.
Before you come in.
Yo.
Let me give you an answer to that. Okay, we say that love and jealousy, right? Now, when we say you fall in love to someone who sings a song only your heart can understand, we are talking about your character. You get the point. And keep in mind that no two people have the same character. So someone who may be a good wife material for me may not be good for you.
Exactly.
Okay? And in as much as you cannot eat love, you need to be a person of character who is able to provide. Okay?
Of course, that's love.
Exactly, you understand. So now when you look at love from, there's this book that I read, and I just totally agree with the book. Love is an action. Do you get the point? There's work that is involved. Aside from the feeling that we share with the person, there's the action that is involved. You understand? There's commitment, there's what, and all that stuff. And from a man's point of view, it goes to the point to an extent of provisioning. You understand? As a man, you are the head of the house. You have to provide for your family. You understand? So you need to have the vision as to where this family is headed to. You understand? And it is through that you get to do things like, work, okay, business and stuff like that, to ensure that your family is secured, food-wise, financial-wise, everything-wise. You understand? So when we talk about a song that someone is singing that you can only understand, we are talking about the character. Okay, so get this right. You understand? We are talking about the character. So it's very important that we provide character, and it is through that character that we are able to provide. So someone with an established character, they understand that, okay, this is the time to do this, this is the time for work, this is the time for family, this is the time for this, and that. Because in as much as you have one life, there's so much that happens. You have to go for work, you have to be with your family, you have to be with your friends, and stuff like that. You have to make money. It's a lot. You have to go and watch football. Okay.
Yeah, plus the EPL is back. So,
yeah, so I hope you understand that.
Yeah. So I asked that question, so that maybe you can add a little bit fresh to the statement, because some people, they can translate it as a hard currency. Understand? So the fact that you brought the issue of character, that's a song that makes it more sense now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're in Zambia. And in Zambia, every day is a story day. It's there are stories which are happening. Exactly. And of course, in our stories, away from the court of the day, now we're going into the stories which are making headlines. And the stories which are making headlines today, we have that of President Hakainde Hichilema and other stakeholders celebrating the abolishment of the death penalty. And he also make mention that the president himself was once on death row and was once, detained for treason, and that treason, it attracted the death penalty. We know that, in Zambia, the crimes that attract death penalties, that of treason, armed robbery, and murder. Exactly. These crimes, they attract death, treason, and the president himself, we know this story that he was once charged with treason, and that treason had to attract the death penalty. So right about now, just take a look at this clip of the president, and that was on the launch of the death penalty.
I know, because I know I was on the death row myself. Technically, treason is a death row. I was a treason detainee with 5 others. And I'm looking at someone else who was also on treason in this audience. I know that person did not commit a crime of treason, but was on the death row. Definitely, I can vouch that the 6 of us never committed any treason. We never planned to overtake a government by illegal means. We never, not even a thought of it. Never, ever. But we were there in jail in Mukobeko on treason. If we were in that situation, and it depends on the prosecution, if the prosecution had a stronger lawyer than our lawyers, and the trial went on, we could have been convicted by one of these judges. It's true, isn't it? It's very true. Frightening to some people. But for me, I was a happy detainee because I knew I never committed that offense. But I could have been hung by the neck until pronounced dead. And I found that this is an opportunity to end this death penalty, because others before us could have been killed, yet they never committed a crime. Think about that. Think about that. So let's do what is right when we've been given an opportunity to provide leadership. In the church, in the civil society, in laws, in a ministry, as chiefs, traditional leaders. You can condemn we the subjects. You even chase us from your chiefdoms and banish us. So sometimes we reflect on these things before we do them, because sometimes we're given wrong information and we act on it. I know one of the criticisms we're having this lunch on with our international colleagues, local colleagues, and also for me to simply say, to see a number of you here, General Mianda included, today, to see Honorable Gavindela here, to see Honorable Mumba, to see my brother Sakis there. That in itself is good. That's what the country must be. There are issues with issues against each other, but there are issues we must converge. And I want to invite and recognize the 6th Republican president, wherever he is, that there are times the country needs you. Doesn't matter what we feel about each other. We must be together during those times. We also appreciate that you could be busy where you are. That too is appreciated and respected. I think
welcome back, our dear esteemed viewers, and of course that was President Hakainde Hichilema making remarks on the launch on abolishment of the death penalty. And of course, not only the Justice Minister was there, but also other stakeholders were present to witness the abolishment of the death penalty. And gents, we've seen that the President has also made remarks on the importance of the 6th President to be part of these such events. You know, I feel this shows how patriotism is, because also wants to include everyone, because despite their differences, if they have, but on such national issues, every president or every because yesterday I only saw the vice presidents who were present, but I didn't see any former president of course the one that we have right now is former President Edgar Chagwalungu. Well,
I would like to give a background of this. I think President Edgar Lungu has been a part of this. In 2017, there was I'm just trying to connect the two, okay? So in 2017, there was a shift or a change, okay, from Zambia prisons to Zambia correctional facility. You understand? So what that meant was that anyone who commits a crime, there shouldn't be, punished, but there should be disciplined. There's a difference, okay? So when you are taken into the correctional facilities, you are going there so that they can shift your behavior, so they can help you change. Now, coupling it with the abolishment of the death penalty, this now makes a lot of sense, because now when you make, when you commit a crime, there is no death penalty, but there is a chance for it to be corrected. You understand? So I think he has been a part of it. Yeah, just that he wasn't there on the actual day, but what he did, the leadership that he provided in 2017, through that change or the shift from the Zambia prisons to Zambia Correctional Facility, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think, like you said, patriotism, you put it very, very rightly, in my opinion, because this is a matter that does not need any political ideologies. This is a matter of life and death, no pun intended, because when we start talking about someone's life, we're not talking about political ideologies. Yeah. We're talking about the safety and we're talking about the safety and the life of the people who are involved in these things. So, for example, I think a few days ago we talked about the FRA and Drug Enforcement Commission cracking down on money laundering.
Exactly.
So, when you abolish the death penalty, it gives more room for the legal system to work before things are done to a point where you cannot reverse it. Because if you give someone, say, a 20-year sentence, and you go back to the books and the lawyers look at it again, they can actually revive the issue, present it to the court again, and have justice done the right way. But then if someone is deemed guilty and they're killed, and you look at the case again and you find that they're innocent, that's very hard to rectify because life is gone. Yeah. So I think it gives more room for our justice system to actually look into the cases that happen, and we see which one is corruption and which one is actually, I would use the same word, which one is corruption in the way of you're trying to defame someone and take away their reputations by putting them in prison, because there are a lot of cases that we've already seen, some global, some national as well. I remember one where there was a man who was accused of a murder, and after 20 years of saving, he was deemed innocent.
Was it in the US?
Yeah, it was in the US. So he's deemed innocent. So for something like that, then now you have the correctional facility has worked, right? But it's also the justice facility that is working hand in hand with the fact that this man is still alive, so you can still save him. Then when he was released, he was even compensated by the government. I think it was $1 million or $2 million for the false accusation of him being a murderer. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, talking about the same issue, the death penalty, you know that this is a bold step that the president took, because this death penalty was just, we just inherited it with the constitution, and of course this is the constitution that the colonial were using, and of course I feel that this is a bold decision, looking at we can now start making the amendments, or these are one of the amendments which have been made so far to look upon into this show of the death penalty. And I feel that a lot of stakeholders have welcomed this, and some have not, because of their reasons, which I don't know. And of course, some reports shows that people, they were saying the death penalty now that has been abolished will attract a lot of to attract a lot of people to know that, okay, I won't be killed now since since the death penalty is no longer there. But I feel death penalty was also it wasn't in the right place, looking at the values and morals that our country we have. We're a Christian nation, and as a Christian, you are not allowed to kill. Okay.
Well, maybe others are looking at it from another different angle. Let's say you kill someone intentionally, okay, and then you go to prison because now you know that there's no death penalty. Okay, now the moment you come out, okay, of that place, let's say maybe they had sentenced you maybe to 20 years, and then the family of that person you killed, how are they going to feel? You understand? So maybe if we are to look at it into that angle, that's where you can now find the other conversation. Okay, but still, it's something that, like Sipo said, it's something that was not right, owing to some of the values that we uphold as a country. And you know, there are some, even the president yesterday talked about, to say there are others, you know, who were sentenced to a death penalty and they never committed the crime. You understand? So if you just sentence someone to death penalty and then they didn't even commit the crime, and then afterwards, you know, you do all this appeal and all that stuff, whatever process takes place, and then you find that this person was not guilty, then a life has been lost.
It's already been taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in terms of the people who are not supporting the abolishment, I think we have to dig deeper and find out the actual reasons why. Maybe there can be reasons that have to do with why should we let someone live and then keep on using government funds to feed them and all that stuff. But like you rightly put, Zambia is a Christian nation, so I don't think in your right mind, because the death penalty has been abolished, you are encouraged to do crime now. Because remember, the life sentence is still there.
Yeah.
So if you're a criminal and you're having that thought to say, okay, wow, so the president has said I'm not going to be killed, all right, let me start killing now. No, it's not that you're going to just, and then like you said, 20 years. 20 years is not a short time.
Yeah.
You commit the crime when you're 20, you get out when you're 40.
Yeah.
Who's going to want to hire you with your criminal record? And then even looking at the background to say, okay, so you thought because the death penalty is not going to be around anymore, you can just do whatever.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a good society if that's the angle that we're thinking about it from. But I think we have set a precedent set a precedent for other countries as well to look at legal matters in a different manner. Because like we've done, erasing the death penalty means that the justice system now has got more leeway to start looking at issues from different angles while you're still doing the proceedings in the court.
And I also feel that in as much as we are a Christian nation, or in as much as people have different opinions, but some opinions, they don't have to be politicized. For example, the same death penalty, because it's about also we have to look at it, that person who is in charge, or that person who is in position to kill that person. It's very hard to kill somebody. Now you can imagine the trauma that they get after killing a person. We also have to look at that aspect. But if you charge somebody for life imprisonment, come on, you have nothing to lose. You haven't killed. But you've just sentenced that person to life imprisonment, rather than killing. Because I feel that I'm sure you understand that when a person does something which is flickering, their hearts, they tend to think a lot, because they've killed somebody. You understand? And around the issues of killing, then we know that killing is a crime in Zambia. But now that you have killed somebody, you've just seen somebody, you've hanged somebody. I also feel that it was a very a bold step that the president did by abolishing the death penalty.
I mean, this is why we should also have a more, how do I put it, a more inclusive justice system. Like we were saying yesterday, we need some documentation on how the investigations were done for the money laundering issue. Because if I remember correctly, Zambia's crime is, I haven't seen crimes that are deemed worthy of the death penalty. I think the only one that comes to mind was the Lusaka Strangler, who was a serial killer who killed over 30 women. I think that one there, you see, okay, there can be an argument to say the death penalty can be there. But then it brings in the same argument for the life sentence. So then when you take away the death penalty, you just, you just get off the streets, because you're a dangerous liability to our citizens and to our peace of mind and to our national theme, which is peace. Zambia is known for being a peaceful nation.
Yeah, of course, Zambia is known to be a peaceful nation, and of course, we are so glad that even outside the countries, our neighboring countries and other countries, they are pleased on how we are under such matters. But it's so weird that as Zambians, some Zambians, they are not incompatible with the thing that we are being capable of. Because I was talking to somebody from the other country. I won't mention the country. They say that we're not in peace. Okay, we're not in peace, and you Zambians, you are very lucky because of the kind of leaders that you have.
Exactly.
For us, when you just mention this, you are gone. Okay, for us, when you just do this, you are gone. But you Zambians, you are free, and you can do what you want. You can do what us outside the in here, meaning that country, you can't do. Okay, so I feel that if we can realize how other countries are admiring our peace, how other countries, are wishing to be Zambia, to be Zambians, I think it's the right time that even some of our mindsets
can change.
Yeah, because Zambia, of course, it's a peaceful country, and that's the reason why some other stakeholders, tourists, they want to come in Zambia.
Exactly.
For the same peace that we have.
Yeah, even for the defamation of the president being revoked as well, it adds on to that peace aspect, because now you have a strengthened freedom of speech as a citizen. So even when you want to do maybe like comedic stuff concerning the president, you can now do it. Because they'll just analyze the issue. If this is not threatening civility, if this is not threatening our way of life, then it's all fun and games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just move on to another story which is making headlines of today, the 29th of December 2022. So in business news, we know that Yango drivers yesterday protested, and they are demanded for e-hiring transport logistics to go away. And of course we saw the protesters, walking away from the Yango station, from the Yango offices to the Ministry of Transport and Logistics. What's your feeling about this one?
I mean,
looking at the fact that Yango also, to some other people, Yango has been, very welcomed from the day of inception, since they came here in Zambia. We welcomed them with the low price that they had at that particular time, despite fuel being high. Yango came with Yango came with a strategy, big strategy, which they make it possible for them to penetrate the market of Zambia. Now the same stakeholders, which are the drivers, now they are looking at the work of the conditions and the income that they get after a service. Hence that to protest yesterday. What do you think about this one?
Well, let's look at it from both angles first of all. Yango works with partners. Okay, and who are those partners?
The drivers.
The drivers. Okay, so the driver goes to Yango and then they register their car, then they start working together. Now I don't know the percentage, okay, as to how much the drivers get at any ride which they give to the customer. So we have to look at it on both sides. So you as a customer, you would say Yango is servicing me from here in Kamwala all the way up to Kanyama. I'm going to pay 30 kwacha, for example. And then let's look at it from the other angle, where the driver himself, okay, is supposed to purchase fuel, okay, as well as maybe talk time, so that they can call you if you order a ride. And then if the price is okay with you, the customer, who say it is cheap, and then to the driver it is negatively impacting them, then that's not good for business. Because at the end of the day, when you get into a business, when you get into a partnership, you want to make profit. So we also have to look at the welfare of these drivers. They've got families, okay, they have got responsibilities and stuff like that. They have got people to take care of, okay, others maybe they're even going to school, they're sponsoring themselves and stuff like that. And then if they are not getting the benefit that they need to get, then it is negatively impacting them, despite it being a positive side when it comes to you, the consumer. So I think they need to revise probably the system in there, okay, and see how best they can handle this issue. Possibly if, government can come in and help in so that the drivers themselves, okay, these guys who are giving us, rides and stuff like that. Here, all of us here have ordered Yango before. These guys are great, the music, the what, they clean their vehicles and stuff like that, just the reception itself from the drivers is just so amazing. So we have to look at it from both angles.
So what do you think the government should do into this issue?
Well,
because looking at Yango, it's a private sector, and we know that government doesn't deal with they don't deal with private sectors, companies directly. But the best thing they can do is to bring this company on board, the Yango on board, but they don't have direct access or direct control to what private sectors are doing. And hence the reason for these protesters to go to Ministry of Transport and Logistics so that they can talk to Frank Tayari, who is the minister.
One thing's for sure is that government is the mother of each and every citizen in this country. So in a case like this, yes, they can't go to Yango and then start regulating Yango or maybe telling Yango
what to do.
Yes, but they can be diplomatical in how they can handle this issue. Okay, talk to the drivers first, listen to their concern. Okay, we are doing this, but we are not making profit. Okay, let's talk to the management at Yango. You understand? Okay, these are the concerns from the people. How do we help our drivers? Because at the end of the day, it is a wish of every government to provide employment. Now, how do they do that? It is not only through government jobs, but just providing an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive. So if Yango is thriving in this country, then this country is benefiting. But if it is thriving at the expense, okay, of the partners who are the drivers themselves, then for me it doesn't make any sense. Because this is a person who is trying by all means to earn a living out of giving us, out of giving everyone else, that service of taking you from point A to point B. So government just comes in diplomatic
as a mediator. Yeah, I think I agree with that statement. We need more information as to regards to what the drivers, the taxi drivers, are protesting about, so that we can have an in-depth conversation about it. Because I feel like now we can have it at a surface level, where we can talk about the pros and cons of the business. But I think when like you said, when the protesters outline what it is that they want from the younger officers or the transport and logistics ministry as a whole, then we can have a bigger conversation and also get some input from Frank Tayari, because when they're doing the protest, he was not available at the time. So I think when that happens, then we can also, as Munati, go deeper into the issue.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, to say that government is a major stakeholder of the country, and of course dealing with the private sectors, government, I feel that in this case has to engage the Yango company, to bring it on board, so that also, as you have mentioned, that they can raise the concern that these drivers who are major stakeholders in Yango, they are facing, so that they can, because I feel that government it can do anything to its public services rather than to the private services. Hence, it is through these private services or private sector that even the government can be able to also curb the issue of unemployment in the country. Hence, the need for the ministry, the ministry of the government, to collaborate with the Yango company.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just all about okay.
No, they're even bringing the delivery services.
Yeah, no.
Meaning that they're going big.
Exactly. No government wants an investor who comes into this country, makes money at the expense of its own citizens. Okay, it's citizens first. Okay, you want someone who comes into this country, invest in either the transport sector, the mining sector, farming, or whatever that is that you invest in. But at the end of the day, you must be able to give a good wage, okay, to this country's citizens, because you are coming from elsewhere, because Yango is not originally a Zambian company, okay. So wherever they came from, they are coming in this country to work with the Zambian citizen. And at the end of the day, the Zambian citizen must and should benefit out of this.
Yeah, so right about now, we'll just take a short break, and when we come back, we'll dive into the other story in business, of which we're talking about the ministry, in the Ministry of Finance. We'll take a short break, don't go away.
Business Bear is a weekly Munati television production featuring professional bodies like the Economics Association of Zambia, Bankers Association of Zambia, Zambia Association of Manufacturers, governmental agencies, and other professional economists and researchers. The program provides commentary and analysis on economic topics including monetary policies, macro developments, inflation, labor economics, manufacturing, mining, energy, agriculture, and financial issues. Hosted by Lucky Chelomuna Kampe. The program starts every Wednesday at 10 hours.
Munati.
Meaning something sweet.
Munati, your TV on the go.
Catch us anywhere, anytime, as long as you have a device and internet.
Munati TV is Zambia's first internet TV station.
And internet is just not in Zambia, meaning Munati TV cuts across all borders with viewers all the way from USA, Botswana, South Africa, the UK, and world over.
Internet is the future.
And the future is now.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to Munati.
Your TV on the go.
Welcome back, and you are still watching the Munati Breakfast Show. And right about now, we'll just diving into the money matters, the segment where we get to talk about the money, how the kwacha and the dollar and other major convertibles are doing. But before we do that, there's a story that the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, Dr. Stubeko Msokotwane, highlighted on how the kwacha is doing. And so the story goes like Finance and National Planning Minister Dr. Stubeko Msokotwane says the country is not going back to instability despite the continued depreciation of kwacha. According to the Bank of Zambia, as at 12:30 hours Wednesday, the kwacha was buying at 17.9 and selling at 18.01 against the dollar. During the course of the year, the kwacha had appreciated to an average of 15 to the dollar.
Well,
listen to this. He continues to say that during the course of the week, okay, in an interview, Dr. Msukotwane said the depreciation of wood could not cause any serious instability as long as government maintained the current fiscal budget discipline.
Well, the issue there is, despite it continuing, okay, and I think that's where the worry is for most Zambian people. Okay, so if it just continues depreciating, then it's a concern, okay, for most of us, because we want it to be, maintained, okay, or if possible to start appreciating against the dollar. So if it continues like that, you expect more and more people to start questioning, more and more people to start worrying and stuff like that. But then again, leadership comes into play. In this case, it is very important that in as much as we are experiencing this, the minister is able to come out and tell us to say we are still in instability despite the kwacha depreciating against the dollar.
Yeah, it's like we talked about on the last episode of Money Matters. So the concern here, like we were saying, was when the doctor says during the course of the year it was at 15. So we spoke about this. That course of the year he's referring to is in September, when it was at 15. And actually we saw that all the currencies that we spoke about, being the dollar, the pound, and the euro, where it was a good time in September. And then as we are going deeper into the year, now we've come to the end of it. So he is basically just telling us that despite the optics of seeing the dollar price go up, we should not be in a state of chaos because we're worried about prices and everything. No, we already talked about our leadership being that of a brilliant entrepreneur's mind. So he referred to this when he was doing his press briefing, when he said, I don't understand how the Zambian people can be worried about cost of living when our economy was in a negative. So it went from 6 to a -2. So then when we're still building up, this is why when we talked about the government schemes that are being put in place, we already stated that we are going to see it appreciating against the dollar because of the schemes that are coming up, and also the entrepreneurial minds that are being fostered in the country today, as well as the undying support of the government. Because when we talked about the Sauro deal and the loan for beneficiaries who want to get machinery, who want to get they want to get the knowledge from Sauro as a company that has existed in Zambia for many years. They've been here since the 1980s. So when we see that, we know that okay, we should not worry about how we look at the forex figures now, but we should be concerned with how we are getting to a higher level, because just as Dr. Msokotwane said in this article, he said we see a relation between the forex and our day-to-day lives. So he even states to say the price of mangoes, the price of guavas, lemons, everything. As long as we have a stable relationship with this with the currencies, because the one we're looking at especially right now is the dollar, because that's like global reserve currency that the economy is trading. So if we can understand now from the perspective of the Minister of Finance, Dr. Msokotwane, he's basically telling us not to worry, because when the new year comes, new things are going to happen, and then we should have this same vigilance. I pray and hope that we have the same vigilance when it goes down, because it tends to happen that it's only when the house is on fire, when everyone is concerned with the leadership, but then when there's no water in the house, or I mean when there's no flooding, but there's good supply, there's good food supply, good food reserves, no one is saying anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because when it was at 15, I don't remember any outrage to say, good job, well done.
Yeah.
But when it goes up, then everyone is saying, oh no, what are we going to do as the common citizens of the country? But it's kudos to our government, because these are things that a lot of governments do not directly address. They'd rather deal with it behind closed doors. But for us, the moment it becomes one digit higher, the Minister of Finance himself comes out and says, relax, don't worry, we're still going to cut the check.
Exactly.
Everything is good. Don't stress, because as we saw for yesterday, the number was 17. Let me just look at it. It was 17.88. Today the dollar is going at 18.04. So it's like I'm saying, just one digit, and we have the Minister of Finance coming out. Then for the euro yesterday was going at 19.09, and today it's going at 19.17. Then for the pound, we had it at a figure of 21.57, and today it's at 21.17. So it's actually gone down. So we see that the ministry and the government at large is largely concerned with our fiscal budget. This is why he referred to it by saying, as long as Zambia keeps on with its fiscal budget discipline for our viewers who don't understand what that means, is he's just talking about the budget here. Fiscal referring to money, so they've got a plan, right? So there are ups and downs in business, as we know, or as we should know. But if you keep on with your plan and your discipline, you are going to see growth at the end. Because it's similar to health matters. When you just begin your journey at the gym, a lot of muscles are going to ache, a lot of lactic acid is going to build up. But if you keep on with that due diligence and going there on a weekly basis, then your strength begins to go up. So we cannot fault our government, because we started, like I'm going to refer to it in a fitness term. If you started doing push-ups today and then tomorrow your hand aches and everyone around you is saying this is useless, why are you doing this? Then in the next two to 3 months, the same person who was failing to do 100 push-ups is going to do 200 push-ups, and then you start clapping to say, okay, today you've improved. No, it's not today. It's because of the plan. So that outline of our fiscal budget discipline is rightly put by the doctor himself.
And also, for me, what's so interesting is the leadership about the Minister of Finance himself, because we know what politics is all about. Just the moment the dollar is just up a digit higher compared to when it was
17 yesterday,
at 17. Most politicians will just come out, and then start politicizing everything and stuff like that. But it takes a government which is of good leadership quality to be able to tell its own citizens, you know what, guys, yes, this has happened, but we are still in control because we have the budget in place.
Exactly.
So it reminds us, the citizens, to say, okay, yes, it has gone out to 18, but the minister said there's a budget in place. So meaning things are still in a stable manner. We are still okay with the situation. And he has also reminded us to say, look at the mango or all the prices of goods which are there on the market. Have they changed? The answer is no, they haven't changed. So now it clicks into your mind as a citizen to say, okay, the minister said this, I think we are still in a stable manner and things are okay.
Exactly. I'm sure and I believe that everyone looks out for January, because they proposed a budget for the new dawn, to start working as on 1st of January. And I'm sure that in collaboration with the statement that the ministers made, I'm sure everybody, every Jim and Jack, their ears and eyes, of course, are open to see what will happen, because saying that there are a lot of keynotes that the minister made during the announcement of the 2023 national budget, which is going to start working on the 1st of January 2023. And talking of the same budget, they were proposed the new the revamped programs, or the revamped programs which were taken which were taken away, some by by PF. Of course, we're talking about the meal allowances for the students. We've seen that now this budget for the 2023 has bring back, and students are also not very much cognizant, or they are not believing that some would start getting the meal allowances, because from the time where it was removed, from the time where the meal allowances were removed, some students are enrolled, and they are not pretty much aware about a student getting, you are paying, and if you are paying tuition fees, again you are
meal allowance is coming to for
yeah.
me it goes back to what I said, leadership. Okay, very, very important. When the New Dawn government were in opposition, they talked about free education. Okay, they talked about employing of teachers. Okay, they talked about whatever it is that they talked about. Now it is as a result of that leadership that has helped them, okay, to do some of these things. And when you talk about their budget, a lot of experts today, they will tell you to say the New Dawn government's budget is an ambitious budget. Okay, there is no way that you can employ 30,000 teachers and then at the same time remove tuition fees. Okay, that's very ambitious. You understand? Because a lot of people, a lot of people were asking questions. Where is the money going to come from? Because I remember a time when I was in school, okay, at Kamala Secondary, just nearby. Okay, I was one of those who were going into the afternoon session. Okay, and that session, it was dependent on the fees which we were paying for the school management to be able to carry out the operations. Okay, understand the lab equipment which were needed and stuff like that. But now that the New Dawn government is in place, they have removed the tuition fees. Okay, now what's the solution? The solution is to now give these government schools money to be able to operate, and they have done that. That's very ambitious. Okay, this is something that has not happened in years, because the last time when this country had free education was in the UNIP times. Okay, I think it ended somewhere in 1991, somewhere there. Okay, and along the way we used to pay school fees. Okay, I started and ended school when I was paying. You understand? But then now my younger siblings, okay, have an opportunity to go to school. You understand? Freely. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, it goes back to leadership.
How you wish you were in that capacity.
Exactly.
Go to school that day.
Remind your citizens on what you're doing. Guys, see what you're doing. There's a plan in place. Despite whatever it is that's happening, still we have a plan in place, and this plan is helping us. It's helping our economy to be stable. No prices have gone up. That's good. You haven't started paying school fees again. That's good. We have employed 30,000 teachers. That's good. We're employing more. That's good. So there are a lot of the positives are outweighing the negatives. We are not saying that there are no negatives. There are negatives, but the positives are outweighing the negatives.
And I think it goes back to growing pains. Growing pains, I mean, we are looking at a nation that is deemed third world, right? So the leadership of the New Dawn government is bringing things that we usually hear about from the international community. I think we can refer to Germany, for example. Germany does not charge for tertiary education. They go to the university for free. That is something that, as
in China as well.
Yeah, that's something that, as a regular citizen in Zambia, it's like, what do you mean you go to university for free? Where does the money come from? But then this goes back to, like he said, leadership. So if you have the leadership capacity to say, all right, in this home, because we can reduce the nation to a family level, because that's where every form of governance starts. If the home is not okay, then the other neighborhood is not okay, then at large the province is not okay, then you end up having a problem in the nation. So at the family level, if a father and a mother say, today we're not going to eat pizza, we're going to cook ebwa or something like that, right? As the child, you're going to have a negative reaction to that statement, because you want to have it now. But then the father and the mother are thinking about the future to say, okay, this child is going to need food when they are 16. This child is going to need a car when they turn 27. This child is going to need to go to university. This child is going to need to have clothes. So if I start now spending money exactly, then you're not going to get that in the future, because imagine you turn 21 and your parents say, okay, now Ndama is that because we're buying you Hunger Lion every day, we're buying you pizza every day.
Yeah.
But then the New Dawn government is coming with that plan to say, okay, we said we're going to give free education. We can look back at money matters in terms of, at the time when UNIP was in governance, the pound and the kwacha were 1 at 1. So it spurs us to think, okay, it's because Zambia was rich then. Now that we're seeing, okay, the pound is even at 21, like how is it going to be how is it going to be possible to give free education? But they came, they said it, and they did it. Similar,
Ambitious.
yeah, ambitious, and also having that fiscal discipline.
Yeah, a clear plan in place. And also, aside from leadership, the other key thing is communication.
Exactly.
Okay, the moment you lose a conversation with your citizen, you lose everything. Okay, so it is very important that whenever there is some sort of a story which seems to be destabilizing,
Yeah.
you understand, the minds of the citizen, it's very important that as a leader, as someone in government, office, okay, as the New Dawn government, as the politician, you go out there and just, tell out your citizens, okay, you know what, guys, yes, this is happening, but we are still in control.
We still have a plan.
Communicate with your citizens. Very, very important.
Exactly.
Of course, some lessons have been drawn, and I also feel that these issues to do with budget and to do with money, as also to be brought to the grassroots so that they can also understand. As we said in the last episode of the Money Matters, to say, a lot of people, they don't understand what it really means when they see a dollar, or what it really means when they see kwacha is performing well to other currencies. Okay, so I also feel that it should be brought to the grassroots. But of course, looking at the budget that the New Dawn proposed, and of course, which we all know that it will start working 1st January. I'm sure that people are very much curious to see those amendments or those proposed points.
To see those constituency development projects.
Yes, the employment of extension farmers, officers, the coming of meal allowances to the students, those in public, of course, beat to those in private.
Yeah, because government does not, extend an hand there. But
but with some reforms and the policies that the government has
they
put
would
in
want
place.
to include some private institutions that are doing well, of course. I know Cavendish. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah, they are doing well, so government might think in those lines, just trying to bring them on board and be able to pay tuition fees for students there.
Yeah, so right about now, we'll just take a set of commercials. Then when we come back, we'll dive into the health tip, because we know that an health mind is an health body. Don't go away.
Business Bear is a weekly Munati television production featuring professional bodies like the Economics Association of Zambia, Bankers Association of Zambia, Zambia Association of Manufacturers, governmental agencies, and other professional economists and researchers. The program provides commentary and analysis on economic topics including monetary policies, macro developments, inflation, labor economics, manufacturing, mining, energy, agriculture, and financial issues. Hosted by Lucky Chelomuna Kampe. The program starts every Wednesday at 10 hours.
Munati.
meaning something sweet.
Munati, your TV on the go.
Catch us anywhere, anytime, as long as you have a device and internet.
Munati TV is Zambia's first internet TV station.
And internet is just not in Zambia, meaning Munati TV cuts across all borders with viewers all the way from USA, Botswana, South Africa, the UK, and world over.
Internet is the future.
And the future is now.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to Munati.
Your TV on the go.
The Business Bear is a weekly Munati television production featuring professional bodies like the Economics Association of Zambia, Bankers Association of Zambia, Zambia Association of Manufacturers, governmental agencies, and other professional economists and researchers. The program provides commentary and analysis on economic topics including monetary policies, macro developments, inflation, labor economics, manufacturing, mining, energy, agriculture, and financial issues. Hosted by Lucky Chelomuna Kampe, the program starts every Wednesday at 10 hours. The Business Bear is a weekly Munati television production featuring professional bodies like the Economics.
Welcome back. Now we dive straight into the health tip of the day. Gentlemen,
that's an interesting
Are you ready?
Some of the interesting part
for the health tip of the day?
Yeah.
Now, how many of us understand the importance of physical fitness? Okay. Physical fitness is important, and it should be a part of your healthy lifestyle in your day-to-day life. Okay, so this is what we are going to look at in our today's health tip. So we're going to talk about physical fitness. Now, being physically active can improve your brain health, help manage weight, reduce the risk of diseases, strengthen bones and muscles, and improve your ability to do everything okay in your everyday life. Okay, benefits include improved thinking among kids between the ages of 6 and 13 years of age, and reduce short-term feelings of anxiety for adults. Now, regular physical activity can help keep your thinking, learning, and judgment skills as you age. Okay, and the last one is that it can also reduce your risk of depression and help you sleep better. So it is very important that you just hit the gym. Okay, if you don't have cash for the gym, you know, go for or maybe home workouts, okay, or maybe just jogging, you understand, but just ensure that you maintain your physical fitness. Okay, ensure that you train at least 3 or 4 or 5 days in a week. Okay, do some push-ups here and there, run around, okay, jump in one way or the other, or maybe play with your kids if you have. Okay, it's not every day that you'll have to be in your vehicle. Okay, sometimes just walk and stuff like that, but otherwise at the end of the day, just be physically fit by being active and taking part in some of this physical fitness. Very, very important.
It's very, very important, as you rightly put it. I think we can use one of the terms where it's become a joke in the world of fitness. Whenever you have a breakup, the best thing you can do is go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because that type of anxiety, that type of depression can be cured by you being in the gym. You know, when you go there, everything that you're going to do in the gym is going to be good for you. That is, as long as you are following the right protocols, because there's some people who are overly ambitious when they go to the gym. So that's like, you know, hit the brakes for a minute, because if you don't have the capacity to lift this, or you don't have the capacity to run for such a long distance, then you just gauge yourself, you know, and then you create the routine.
Yeah.
And then you get further into the world of physical fitness, and you will now be mindful of what goes into your body, and you look twice at what comes out of your body.
Yeah, so coupling it with the last episode of our health tip, we talked about that. Okay, you know, the inclusion of fruits and vegetables and vegetables into your diet, and then coupling it with physical fitness.
Exactly.
Hitting the gym, you know, jogging, okay, home workouts, playing with kids, and all that stuff, but just doing everything that ensures that your body is healthy and your mind is healthy. You know, it helps your judgment skills as you age.
Exactly.
I mean, who doesn't want to have a sharp judgmental skill?
At your 80.
Exactly, you understand. You still want to have that wisdom, you still want to have that knowledge, you still want to be, you know, active brain-wise, you understand, just to ensure that, you know, whatever it is that you speak, whatever it is that you do comes from an informed, you know,
informed mind. Yeah,
and
we can also see some of the wealthiest people in the world are advocating for health as well.
Yeah.
Like CEO and founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, recently was seen at a UFC training facility, training some martial arts here and there. Jeff Bezos, you look at Jeff Bezos in the early 2000s and he looks kind of frail and all that, but now Jeff Bezos is jacked, you know. So richest man in the world, or you know, because it's always a fluctuating title because of point zeros and all that. But yeah, one of the richest people in the world, owner of Amazon, is also into health. So then why not, as a person who is not in the caliber of richest, you still have the richness in the fact that you are giving your vitality even more. Yeah.
And also to the youth out there, more especially as you are into your early 20s, as you're about to journey through life. And we all know the life of you know, of a youth from 20 to 30, it is one of the hardest.
It's complex.
Okay,
it's
you
complex.
understand. It's complicated. You're trying to find your path, whatever that is that you're doing. But it is important that you incorporate fitness into your journey of life. Okay, because as we are trying to do so many things, you understand, school, business, and so many things that we do, we face a lot of failures and stuff like that. And the moment you hit the gym, okay, you face a breakup or anything of that sort, it gives you motivation to do more. You understand? So let's try by all means to incorporate fitness. And as Munati TV, we are there to encourage you, to tell you that make sure that you hit the gym at least, you know, 3 times or 4 times or 5 times if you can manage. But if you can't manage to go to the gym, make sure that you do home workouts. There are apps out there, okay, home workouts which can help you, burn some fats, okay, gain muscles if you want to gain muscles. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal of fitness is to have a healthy body, because not everyone wants to have muscles. Others just want to be physically fit.
Exactly.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, and the other importance of staying healthy and being healthy, we know that when you're healthy, and of course by doing exercise, also it builds on confidence, because there are times where you want to do something, okay, you want to do something, but you feel that you are not capable of doing that. But with you doing a regular exercise, if you are in capacity to go to the gym, you go to the gym. It also builds on your confidence,
levels,
of which it is very important. Whenever you go, confidence has to be top notch at the end of the day. And talking of in the same segment, fitness. Some they do complain to say, nah, I'm busy, you know, I don't have time. But yo, so long as you find time to sleep and to wake up, there's time for you to, you know, to do some exercise. You know, it's doing exercise or being fit doesn't require you only to go to the gym. Okay, there's sometimes whereby, you know, you are just tied up and you don't have that time to go to the gym, but you have time to wake up. You know, you can just make a to-do list. You know, and of course, the best time to work out it's at you know, in the morning before you, yeah, of course, before you had your breakfast. You know, when in the empty stomach, that's the best, you know, time to work out. And as Munati TV on Transforming Lives, what to bring Fitmuya, you know, a trainer of fitness. You know, also mention some key points, you know, to say that people, you know, who give excuses that they don't have time, you know, that these are the people who have a lot of time, or who spend a lot of time doing things which they even don't add value to their life. Okay, because it's your healthy, and your health has to be one of the priorities in your life. You know, because at the end of the day, also come back to you. You know, and of course, if you're not healthy, everything will die.
Yeah,
you know?
And there's also a myth out there. I don't know if it's a myth or it's true. They say people who do a lot of fitness and gain a lot of muscles, they attract a lot of ladies. I don't know what you guys think. But then at the end of the day,
I wish we had a lady on breakfast show.
Yeah, you know, the outlet goes to is for you just to be fit out there. And also talking about confidence, you know, fitness gives you confidence. You'll be able to propose to somebody in case you aren't able to do so. You'll be able to go into all those, you know, offices. Okay, you know, just you know, stand up out there and tell them whatever it is that you want to tell them, be it ideas, you know, you're proposing a business project. It just helps you in confidence levels. And make sure that you tell that kid. I know that you've been exercising, so I know that now you do have the confidence levels to go ahead and tell. I guess she's watching now.
Talking of stop it. Talking of confidence,
she's watching right now.
You know, it is very important. That's the reason why, as Munati Television, we are here to give you those tips. You know, we're here to give you health tips. We're here to give you the motivation of the day, and you can also be part of this conversation by simply commenting into the comment section and drop us a comment. We'll be able to read it out and also discuss about each and every view that you're going to put up, because we value your views here at Munati TV. Let's now shift our attention into the world of sports. I know that the EPL is back, you know, and a lot of soccer fans and soccer analysts are also excited about the coming back of EPL. And talking of the coming back of EPL, I saw somebody, a lady, you know, on Facebook, you know, talking about the coming of EPL. We were just coming from the World Cup. Now it's EPL. Now that men they have lost even concentration from from their wives.
You know, football is something that, you know, takes a man's concentration. You understand? But it is very important to timely manage everything. Okay, watch some football, but you know what? Have some time for family. Very, very important.
If you can manage, why not go in to watch football? The guy, or maybe the guy taking the, you know,
telling the lady to tag along
to watch football
together,
even in homes.
Well, yeah, that's possible, but then how many women, you know, watch football?
You just have to watch.
How many women
in sports
watch football?
I mean, there we can look at the numbers when it comes to the family matters we discussed those later. So in sports, we have Haaland becoming the fastest player to score 20 goals in the Premier League. So he achieved this feat in 14 games. And he's beat out great names such as Lionel Messi, Samuel Eto'o, Aguero, and Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry, I think it was 41 games. That's when he reached that feat. Aguero, it was 35. Samuel Eto'o is, I think, one of the greatest players in African history and football history as well. Took him 30 games, and then a recent World Cup winner who was given a bisht by the leader of Saudi Arabia, one of the leaders of Saudi Arabia, who is, I think, the leader of Qatar, or is it Qatar? Yeah, correct pronunciation. It took him 28 games. Another one is this is an official signing of Gakpo, who's signed with Liverpool. We talked about this last time when they were still in the negotiation phase. So it's the signing has officially been done. The jersey ceremony has also been done. So the deal, just in case you didn't know about it, is £37 million that is signed for. Yeah.
Yeah, Manchester United have lost out on a good player. Actually, they were the first, to approach the guy in wanting his services at the club, and then I don't know how they lost out the deal, and Liverpool just came into the equation, and then they ended up winning the guy.
Yeah, and PSG, now that we're going back into club football, Kylian Mbappe is still rising and still making a name for himself. I think solidified. My apologies for saying rising. He's still solidifying himself. He scored a penalty, a last gasp penalty against Strasbourg in a game where, despite the diving that Neymar did, he was given a red card for diving. So, despite Neymar not being on the pitch, Mbappe still got the win for PSG.
That pair, Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, is just one of the greatest. It reminds me of the 2015 Champions League final of Barcelona up against Juventus. Yeah. That was one of the best. Barcelona winning it, I think, by 3-1, and it was the pair of Suarez, Messi, and Neymar on the left. It was an unmatched squad of that time, and as football it is, you'll have to move from one club to the other. So Neymar had to move, and then Suarez, and then now Messi. So they no longer have that pair. But then Messi and Neymar met again at PSG, but then with the inclusion of Kylian Mbappe, and then there's also Edison Cavani. So sometimes Messi plays in the midfield, or Neymar plays in the midfield, so as to have Edison Cavani at the top, and then Kylian Mbappe on the left. But if Edison Cavani is not there, Mbappe takes the top spot.
Yeah, that's interesting. And also looking at the fact that Mbappe has been, doing amazing things when it comes to football, has continued doing the amazing things, and he really meant it when you say he's coming back into the next World Cup. Yeah, and of course we can see the results.
Do you think that's possible?
Huh?
Do you think that's possible?
It is possible.
Reaching three World Cup finals in a row. It was in the finals. Okay, it is possible because Real Madrid did it in the Champions League. I think they won the Champions League 3 times. Was it 2013? No, it should be 2016, 2017, 2018, somewhere there. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but they did have the record of winning the Champions League consecutively 3 times. It is possible, but again, we have the big names out there. The African names that are coming up. Okay? And be mindful that
when you listen to football,
be mindful that where in the next FIFA World Cup, Africa has 10 slots plus 1 playoff slots. Okay, if we are going to win that, then we are going to take 11 teams into the next FIFA World Cup. Okay, which is going to be held in the north of America, the USA, Canada, and Mexico. 48 teams. We are coming there. We are coming for them. Zambia, more especially.
Okay. I like your confidence, by the way.
We are winning it.
Yeah. What up?
Exactly.
I mean, ambition.
I mean, we have Avram Grant, as the new Chipolo head coach. Who are we not to reach the finals? I mean, he made Chelsea reach the final in the 2008 Champions League.
Yeah,
he made Ghana reach the finals of the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations. Why not win the AFCON in the World Cup with Zambia?
Okay. This is...
We'll come back to this clip.
Yes, this is very much...
If Didier Deschamps of France did it with France in 4 tournaments that he has been at the home of France as head coach. He has reached the finals of all the 4 tournaments. 2016 Euro, he was at the final, he lost to Portugal. 2021 final in the Euros, he reached the final and won it. 2018 final of the World Cup, he reached the final and won it. This year's World Cup,
he reached the final and won it.
Without players like Pogba, N'Golo Kante, Payet,
Benzema.
He's one of the best.
Yeah, we're about to see, because also you have to get it right that no team comes with a losing mind, and hence we have seen that those teams that we consider to be gurus when it comes to football, they were booted out.
Well, you just have to beat them for you to win it. You have no option. So you have to, for you to be the best, you have to
beat the best.
Exactly.
To be the best, you have to be the best.
And we have Pats and Dak out there. Okay, we have Fashion Sakalo is doing great things at Rangers. Okay, with the coming in of a new coach, the guy has been scoring goals. Okay, unfortunately, Patson Dak in the previous game, which they lost to Newcastle, he didn't do so well in the first 45 minutes. And fans just went flat out on social media saying, you know, a lot of bad things about his poor performance. But the coach, okay, Brendan Rodgers, he did encourage the guy, okay, saying he's the same Patson Daka who gave us a winning goal up against Manchester United.
Exactly.
Okay, and he's still the same Patson Daka who gave us a poor performance today. He's still growing, and you still give us more goals. Okay, Mano Banda, the Lamek Banda in the Serie A is doing well. So we have a whole lot of squad. You understand? All we need is a coach who is able to blend the players.
We're looking forward to the performance of the boys, and I'm also looking forward to what the head coach now that we have, Avram Grant, will do.
I'm sure he has done a lot of research out there.
Hopefully, because
and he's been having his eye on the players for a long time.
Exactly.
Hopefully, because he cannot come in the country, you know,
without a plan.
I
mean, he has a huge experience. He's 67 years old, and he has been coaching for quite a long time. Yeah, so.
Okay, your last remarks as we're just coming to the end of the show.
Well, great show that we've had. We've covered everything. I mean, our viewers are privileged to have a station like this. Okay, Munati, I mean, the something sweet guy. So there's always something sweet that we always bring, I mean, to the viewers out there. And we are always on the go to ensure that we provide the unmatched, okay, content when it comes to the Breakfast Show and all these other programs that we've had. So I'm grateful to be with you guys.
Likewise, I think he said most of what I am also thinking about. We can just promise to say that we are going to be delivering at a elite level every time you see the three of us here at the Breakfast Show, because we'll be catering for all your needs. Your entertainment needs will be coming through, social will be coming through, sports will be coming through, and I also want to make a remark on Alex prowess in sports. I admire a fan or a fanatic in this instance who changes their pronunciation according to the land. Notice how he said Barcelona and not Barcelona, because I've met a lot of people who say Ajax. It's Ajax. I met some people who say Juventus.
Yes.
It's Juventus. You know, so I think when it comes to sports, we are catered.
Yeah, we're catered
to a point where it's just like you just sit back, relax, and let him do his thing. You know.
Yeah. When it comes to the money matters,
oh, you already know what it is. We shall cut the check.
All right, our viewers, thank you for still staying with us, and thank you very much for dropping those comments. And there's a comment from Lucky Shalom Nakampe saying, watching from Lusaka, Evelyn watching from Ndola, and Isheko watching from Mazabuka. Thank you very much for being part of this conversation. We know that there are also people who have been through, who have been glued to this program, but yet they haven't commented. Also, we say thank you to you. And we're just coming to the end of the show, which is a Munati Breakfast Show. Thank you for still being with us. Until next time, bye-bye.